Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. I'm absolutely thrilled to announce I finally reached the 10,000 subscriber rate. So I'm going to celebrate with this beautiful ribeye steak. Look at that. Oh. A very happy boy here. Uncle Matt is happy. Thank you everyone that subscribed to me over the last couple of years. I've now reached the 10,000 mark. It took some time. Probably a good idea that it took that time because over the 2 years and plus, I have kind of, I think, carried on developing. I always want to try to make better videos if I can. Anyway, today is a celebratory one, so I have splashed out on this beauty, an Aberdeen Angus bone-in ribeye steak. We could call it Tomahawk because obviously the bone, but I believe obviously that bone will be longer, but you know, that's not going to stop me calling it that in the description. I'm going to reverse sear this beauty. That means I'm going to pre-cook it at a low temperature in the oven to get a core temperature. Then it's going to go into a really ripping hot cast iron pan to get it beautifully seared all over. It's going to have a little bit of a rest. It won't need very much because it's going to be that slow cooking, doesn't tighten everything up quite as much as you would think. And that's going to give me enough time to make a beautiful, simple little red wine pan sauce to go with this amazing thing. And yeah, ha! 10,000 subs. He was a happy chap, wasn't he? And why wouldn't he be? Right then, before we're going to cook this thing, I want to show it to you. See? Look at that. I really splurged on that. A special occasion thing. Alright, I want to make the bone look all nice at the end, like proper French trivet. You don't have to do this, but I like to. So if you want to do it, just run the knife against the bone and then scrape it up there. And that is a boning knife. It's kind of designed for this sort of thing. It's pretty cheap as well. I've had it for years, but don't use your best knife. You're going to, you know, it's not good for it, really. But there we go, bone, nice and clean. Still not quite ready. Got to prepare the fat. I want to help this fat to melt while it's cooking. So just a little score, not cutting through it, I'm not cutting into the meat, just the fat. And get a bit stabby with the little bits of fat inside there, bit there, bit there. There you go. Where else can we stab it? There. Don't get too carried away, but okay, get carried away. And then once you think you've stabbed this thing enough, we're going to season it. Now it's still chilled, this, from the fridge, so it's going to have, it's very important that we let it rise up to room temperature before we even start cooking it. Otherwise you end up with a, you know, overcooked steak on the outside and undercooked on the inside. And we're also going to, well, the seasoning is going to help also permeate into it while it's warming up. It's almost like sort of a short period dry brining. Obviously tons of black pepper, you know how much I love that stuff. And don't forget that side, don't neglect that. And some more salt. And I'm going to sit that upon a roasting tray with a rack so that the air can get underneath it once I've used it to mop up all that seasoning. Right, get it on the tray. There you go. Go and watch a few episodes of something on the telly or some YouTube videos. Go and watch some of my old ones. I do that sometimes. While you wait, you got to wait, 45 minutes to an hour. Let's get a trivet ready. So I'm going to do this in the oven. What you could also do, though, if you don't want to do that, you could just do it, pre-cook it in the oven on the tray that it's already on. And that was the little bits of trimming from around the bone. Saving a bit of garlic and rosemary for the butter basting later on. Now that is ready. Go in the oven. About an hour later, I've got a core temperature, 45 degrees centigrade. I think that's 115 Fahrenheit. That would be if you want to do a medium rare. It was about 45, 46.
right in the centre. Make sure you get your probe right into it. There we go. The pan seems to have shrunk, or the meat seems to have got bigger because it's now struggling to fit in there. But I've got a really hot cast iron pan. Don't use a flimsy pan for this. It just won't work. And yeah, get a nice deep golden sear on both sides, but also very delicately because it wants to fall apart now. Very delicately. Get it on its fat cap there. Get that brown basically all around. And then don't spend too long doing that because now we want to get the butter in. Butter and garlic and some rosemary. And we're going to baste this thing for a minute or two. Just because why wouldn't you? I think I might have overdone it with the butter. The pan's a little bit full. Bit scary. Oh, there goes a bit. Oh, yes. Oh, well, I'm lost for words. It just looks so nice. I want to eat it all over again. In fact, I've still got it in my fridge. I can't, how much am I going to have to have beef sandwiches? I'll have to find something else to do with it. But there we go. Last few shots of me slow motion basting this beautiful piece of meat before it's going to come out. It's going to sit on a plate and it's going to rest for a little while I make the pan sauce. So get it onto the plate along with the bits of garlic and rosemary and a little bit of the butter. I'm not going to put all the butter on there because obviously the resting juice is going to come out of that, and we're going to put that in the sauce. And you know, a bit of butter in the sauce is alright, but I don't want it too greasy. And there we go, bit of tin foil on that. Forget about that for like 10 minutes or so. So we've got a nice fond in there, but I just wanted to get rid of some of the grease. Those onions and the herbs not going to waste. That's going to flavour this sauce as well. A couple of good sized glasses of okay wine. It's okay, not special. You don't need to use expensive wine for making sauces. I think that's silly. And we're going to reduce this and reduce it and reduce it until it doesn't taste like alcohol anymore. We want to cook out the alcohol, and then I'm going to put in some stock, but you don't have to do the stock. I would suggest if you are going to use stock, chicken, beef, whatever, probably don't use a stock cube on this. I think you're going to find it's too salty. You can buy like a carton or something of decent quality stock. There we go, there's those resting juices. Get them in there. And now just keep reducing and reducing and reducing until it's beginning to look like that. There you go, it's getting thicker now. I'm going to pass it into a little saucepan. It's going to be easier to finish this way. Give them a squish. Get all of that lovely, lovely sauce out of there. Thank you very much, onions, for helping that sauce taste even more yummy. Now just re-warm this sauce in with a couple of knobs of butter, unsalted butter. And we'll just give that a little stir around, and what that's going to do is just going to create a nice glossy velvety finish to this sauce. A little bit of richness, thickens it a little bit as well, and that's basically there. That's done. Just get that last bit of butter to melt. There we go. Now turn the heat down, just let that sit there warm. And I just thought, well, I think if you're doing something like this, you don't put it on plates. You've got to serve it on a big board or platter or something. So I thought, okay, let's just do this on my trusted chopping board. Just showing you that I've taken off the rib bone there. If you really love your dog and you give that to him or her, and they're going to love you even more. And just make nice big thick slices. Don't cut it too thin. And oh God, sit the bone back on there. It's not ready yet. The masterpiece is not finished. We've got to make this look a bit more sexy. A few chips there. They're nice. Who doesn't like chips? And what I did, I just char grilled, or in a hot pan, some on the vine cherry tomatoes, because I thought they just look really sexy. That's looking nice. A little bit of watercress. I'm not going to eat the watercress. I just think it looks nice. And there we go. Look at that. Put the sauce in a jug. Your family's going to love you. Anyway, I'm going to hand you back over to me.
Right then, it's looking absolutely wonderful. I'm not going to eat all of this, I promise you I couldn't. But it will be leftovers for a few days, I am sure. And let's have a go, shall we? Let's choose a bit there. So the thing about the rib, it's fatty. You can choose to eat the fat. There's quite a big bit there. I'm going to just go for a bit more meat. Some people absolutely hate the fat. I don't mind it. Mm. Mm. Wow, that's like beef nirvana, you know? Oh God. Let's try with a bit of that fat, just to gross a few people out. Sorry, vegetarians. Oh my God, it's wonderful. So again, to everyone that's subscribed to me, I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'm still getting better as we go along. Please hang around and yeah, comment, let me know things that you're interested in doing, you'd like to see me have a go at, and you know, I will try to get around to it. It'll go on the clipboard, so to speak. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.